live. Oh, awesome. You guys pop in, say hi, join in on the conversation. If you've never popped into one of my lives before, hi, I'm Cindy. I explore the inside and the outside. And on Sunday nights, I have a live show. It's just called Chatters Live because we're all chattering, over the years, people have popped into our lives and actually have become friends, right? And we have rough some difficult times in the past few years, haven't we? Oh my goodness. And haven't we all? Haven't we all? So if you'd like to join in on the conversation, just pop in, say hi, meet my moderators. They're absolutely amazing, and they should be here shortly. It's always a toss up who's going to get here first. It's usually Owen or Andrew, but everybody has taken a turn to be first 100%. And it's not like it's a race or anything, it's just the way I go live. I try to get here for 7:30, but these guys have been with me for so long now. They've been with me for so long now that they know when 7:30 rolls around that they can get their kettle going because Cindy will be going live in a few minutes. And that's usually how it works. Hello, Andrew. Hello. How are you? How are you? How's your week been going? Tell me how your week's been going. My week went really fast. It was very productive. I was very proud of the job that I did this week, and I was very proud of the job that everybody I work with, that they give me that respect, right? And it's not expected, but it's like whoever knows, right? If you got a plumbing problem, are you going to call the roofer or are you going to call the plumber, right? Of course you're going to call the plumber, right? And it's who knows that job best. And because I do a little bit of forward thinking, right? And it was something I learned, and a few of us here, we have that trait where, right, we want to know what's coming. We want to know what's around the corner, what that person's going to have to say when we meet them. We're always second guessing, and that's that trait that highly sensitives and empaths have, right? We are a little bit hyper vigilant, but that is absolutely okay. It's just rare, a little bit rare, and I'm not even going to say a little bit rare. Maybe it is because this is the thing. In the past 100 years, we've really learned about etiquette, right? Etiquette just used to be for royalty, people of the royal households, noblemen, right? People with status and money, right? But nowadays, we're all rubbing shoulders with each other, and etiquette is so important, right? And true etiquette for the mainstream, for the middle class and the lower incomes, get your elbows off the table, have your socks up to your knees, say a hello to people as you pass by them, lift a hand, be a good neighbor. They actually really had a little bit of a viral thing with books in the early 1900s where etiquette became very popular. And I do believe, because, mindset is very much like that, because the thing that etiquette and mindset have in common is that idea of values. The one thing about mindset truly understands and appreciates that everybody is so different, that there's all kinds of different religions. And sorry, this is coming out. I don't know. Maybe that part of me thinks that this is what's my good cheer and is a little bit confused because Sundays, I've dropped the Sunday, what's my good cheer now. So I have Sunday mornings free just to make a nice clean house so that when I come home I can make my cup of coffee. I can make my meatloaf and put it in the oven, right? And tonight was one of the girls I work with, her birthday. She never said anything, and she's had such a rough week. Not a rough week, just a rough year. I've never known anybody to have so many family members pass away. And she's like the matriarch of that family. She's the glue of that family. And you can probably guess she's very sensitive and very empathic. And she made that choice. She made that decision to pick up her life and move to Winnipeg from up north, right? From one of the communities up north. And she's so sweet, and she's getting her life back together. But we are, right? What the program dictates who we are, and we all have difficulties. And she's so loyal to me. She's such a godsend, right? And it's true. And we've become friends. And I don't have those friends. Like, we're not hanging out, right? A couple of times we've gotten together after work, but I'm not that kind of a person, right? If you say, right, let's go for a walk. I don't know, you'd have to be a very, very close friend, like just somebody I know on as an acquaintance. I'd much rather go for a walk by myself. And that's the truth that I am. But that's the thing, again, being empathic and being highly sensitive. We come to appreciate that alone time, because being around others, right, takes a lot of energy, and it can stress us out, because we are our own we are our own decision makers in our lives. And when we're trying to move ourselves forward, and there's so much trying to pull you back, and so many trying to pull you back, right? I got my staff charges today. I don't want to go off track or anything, because there was a reason that came out on this show. But I think possibly, right, might those other parts of me expect to come forward every single day. So I'm just going to give myself a little giggle over that, right? Because I don't think that's happened on this live show, only because this live show used to be one of two shows I did on Sunday, right? And because, right, again, parts of me get pretty anxious and was probably looking forward. But this live show is for us, you guys. And that's the thing. If you guys want to pop in, say hi. If you've never been to one of the lives before, come and hang out with us. Amazing moderators that we have here. We're good friends. Like, yeah, too good. I'm very grateful for all of you. I know I'm a little bit of a funky kind of girl, but that's okay. I think that's okay. And I think each one of us should have that privilege to be the creation that we want to be, right? And we got to be grateful that there are people, right, who like to hang out with us, right? That we can find people that like us, and we like them for no other reason except for the fact that we took that time to get to know each other. And some of us, right, took a few years before we really got into the conversation and stuff. But I tell you, there's a reason this is called Chatters Lives, because, right, you guys chat just as much, if not more than I chat a lot, don't I chat a lot. Okay, let's look at who's here. It is, and Owen's here. Let me take a look. What's going on here? Andrew's here. Kathy's here. Oh my goodness. Oh, you wrote thank you letters too, Andrew. That's pretty cool. But that doesn't surprise me either, right? Because you like the calligraphy, and you're very intellectual that way, right? And you have written books, even though they haven't been published. But yeah, that's really lovely, the thank you letters. I love that. I do sometimes do the cards, but if I do the cards, I want to mail them even if they live next door to me, right? There's just something about receiving something in the mail that's really quite pleasant. I got my staff charges, you guys. We're going to look at I don't even know what's in them. I know there's 2 rubber frogs in my bag somewheres only because I dropped my bag and a frog rolled out onto the floor and I went, "Oh, the frogs. I forgot." Because I have a cabinet here that has smalls. It's full of little tiny animals and creatures and Buddhas, right? And besides the dragons and the Buddhas, I really don't have anything much bigger than that in my smalls case. But I really do have some amazing figures. And I actually, besides the frogs, because I got the frogs for the case, right? I've also got one more, I think. I think I got a piece of petrified wood, if I'm thinking correctly. We'll see. But we'll open up the parcels, right? I have 2 of them. I have my knapsack here, and I have my granny wagon beside me. I didn't stuff them very well. I kind of do things in a rush that way. Um, but if I had a vehicle, I'd pack them and wrap them and everything. But I have the granny wagon, so it's just like, how much can I get in there? Also, to getting sidetracked about my friend's birthday, the girl I work with, her birthday. We were on the bus, and then she says, "Oh, tomorrow's my birthday." And I said, "Why didn't you say anything?" Because there was a really pretty top that she really liked, and I would have bought her the top, right, if I had known it was her birthday, because she commented how much she liked it, and so I gave her heck, and I says, "Well, right, I'll do something for you when you come back." But it's not the same when your birthday's over. What if she doesn't get an opportunity to celebrate it in any other way, right? I asked her, "What are you doing for your birthday?" She said she didn't know, right? But she would do something, she said. So I said, "Get off the bus with me. We're going to go to Burger King." And we went to Burger King. And oh my goodness, I don't remember Burger King burgers being so fabulously delicious. Truly, the lettuce was crispy and there was lots of it. Like the tomatoes were thick and ripe and perfect. I don't have pickles on. I don't like pickles on my burgers. I always take the pickles off. Right? Nothing worse than biting into your burger and then you bite into a pickle and you go right from a pickle. I don't like pickles. I always tell them just can please no pickles. And I don't like to be picky with my food. I just don't believe a pickle belongs in a sandwich. I just don't, right? Okay. I'll be getting one. Oh, I'm excited, Andrew. I'm excited. Oh, I didn't know that, Andrew. Fully rely on God? I didn't know that, Andrew. Fully frog. Yes, fully rely on. Is that ever cute? September 1st. Oh my goodness. I'll be getting ready for my holidays, Kim. Right? Brandon's a long way away from Winnipeg. Right? I know how many hours is it away? 3 hours? Is it 3 hours away to Brandon? Brandon is the a second city here in Manitoba. It's our second largest city, I do believe. Brandon's our second largest city. And then our third largest city, I think, is Steinbach. Yeah, I think it might be Steinbach. I heard that Steinbach actually has more millionaires per capita than anywhere else in Canada. May even be in North America. It may even be in North America. I'm not quite sure. But for sure Canada. More, and it's a very small city. You can get from one end of the city to the other end of the city in 7 or 8 minutes maximum, and there'll be a couple of street lights. Yeah. Yes, they have two street lights on the main drag. I think two, two or three street lights. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Everything looks good on mine, like the sound and everything. Oh my goodness. Let me know, you guys. Yeah. This is absolutely amazing that you guys are here. We'll see who pops in tonight. They'll pop in the midst of us opening up our bins. Mm, I'm really enjoying my coffee. It was a hard day. It was a hard weekend, but the place looked so beautiful. It was so well put together. We grabbed some extra sails and we're having a hard time because they're doing road construction on a main drag right in front of our store, and it is hitting us very, very hard. We're losing hours. It's not what I needed to happen on vacation time, but it is what it is, right? I am grateful to have a roof over my head. I'm grateful to have a job, right? And it's a good job that affords me all these amazing things. And remember, you guys, there are some people who go without, like our Nancy. Sometimes, she really does struggle very, very hard. She's a sweet lady and she is doing her darndest to put the best life together for herself as she possibly can. So when I do these show and tells, as Kathy called them, she calls them show and tells, and it's funny that you mentioned that again. We were talking about serendipities and coincidences, but here's another one. Everybody, when I was in school, I nobody liked me. Everybody was mean. Everybody was mean. I always got into the school class, always halfway through the school, right? The school year. So I'd be like a total outsider right from the very start. But the one thing that everybody loved, and this is one thing I do, there was probably other things, but the one thing I remembered that everybody loved about me was the show and tell. Because my dad and mom had such amazing, amazing things, like amazing things. And we would go into their jewelry boxes, and because these things, right, were very precious to them, like my dad's Dunhill lighter or his gold train pocket watch that he had. It was gold. Uh, my mother's, oh no, was yeah, it was my mother's gold nugget earrings that were given to her father by the Klondike Queen during the gold rush. I got those. And you know what I did with those earrings? I pawned them. I did. I think about it now, and I didn't even hold on to them for very long. When we turned 18, we were allowed to pick one thing from the jewelry box. And the one thing that I picked was the gold nugget earrings, right? They were solid, and each one had a big gold nugget and then a little chain. And then at the bottom of the chain was another gold nugget, two, two earrings. And they were given to my grandfather by the Klondike Queen, right? You have to research the Klondike Queen. I'm not sure if I ever researched. That's a good thing for me to research because it is part of my story. If I'm telling it right now, that I should know who the Klondike Queen. but she was known as the Klondike Queen. But when I think of that, maybe I'm thinking she might have been a prostitute, or maybe she was a gold miner. Maybe she was a gold miner herself, right? Maybe she had a bar saloon, right? Or a restaurant, or she worked at the train station. But that would be interesting to find out who she actually was. But I think for her name to be attached to the earrings, that she must have been pretty famous in the Klondike. She must have been pretty famous. So I think I might Google her and find out exactly who she was. Here, let's put this down so you can sign. Look at that, you guys. Look at this. See, and as we go into the fall and then it goes dark in here, this will be the light. This will be the little bit of light that will be shining in the room. And you guys, look at it. It's all full of my crystals. Absolutely, absolutely love it. These ones I didn't dig. I have a couple here that I've dug, and you guys will appreciate this much better. Take this ornament off. I had this sitting on my on my amethyst, because amethyst, oh my goodness, I'm gonna be like, oh, sitting on a mountain of amethyst just in a couple of weeks. It's just the most amazing experience, you guys. Just have the maze, and whoever's in charge of, right, the grand poobah of weather really loves me, right? Because it gets pitch black, those great big scary clouds and everything, and I'm out there in a tank top, or I'm out on my bike 6 miles away, and I'm thinking, oh, right? And it's just gonna downpour. And you get down the sidewalk and you just say to yourself, like the whole ride, oh, I'm gonna get it home, no problem, no problem. And you get home, and as soon as you open the door, not to your apartment, right? But to the building, it downpours. Weather loves me. I don't know. Okay. This is one of my crystals. This is from the mine that I dug out. This was last year's. I bring one big one home every year, and this is the big one that I wanted. And this is one that I bought. It wasn't very expensive at all. I was going to donate it donate it to my work. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it to the girl, right? That hopefully she gets to have a birthday, but she loves crystals too. And it's a little bit of a fight. Ooh, I might have a crystal in there. It's a little bit of a fight because, yeah, in fairness, because we both like crystals, we always do one for you, one for me. Because if we get crystals, it's usually somebody's collection or something, right? And so we'll put them on the counter, and then we'll go one for you, and then I'll go, oh, I'll take that one. She'll go, oh, I'll take that, and then until they're all gone. But sometimes the big spectacular ones, I love this one. Look at all those crystals, thousands of tiny. I don't want to drop it on my laptop. Wouldn't that be sad? That would, okay, stop playing around. Stop playing around with the crystal. Yeah, but that's one I got for last year. But I think I'm going to give that one to Lorraine for her Christmas present. She's such a sweetheart. Right? I love her. Absolutely love her. I love her to death. She's a little poop sometimes, right? Sometimes, she wants that extra day off and she'll phone me. Sometimes she won't even phone me, right? Okay, and then I have my little monkey, and then he goes back to his seat and he sits there. And that's because I love evolution so much, right? And that's just gotta get him in the right spot. I don't want him to be all. There we go. There you go. He's all good to go. Okay, I'm just gonna have a sip. I brought my drink home. There we go. Not drinking enough fluids, I don't think. I just had like, I could feel like my intestine kind of twisting around, just twisting around there. It hurt a little bit there just now, right? And that usually will happen. That's almost like a Charlie horse. It's almost like a Charlie horse when you stretch. And when I turned around, I stretched it too much, and then it had it. And then I don't know if you guys noticed on my face, right? But I'm going, oh my goodness! It only lasts for a minute, and now it's all gone. Oh, I think it's when I leaned over to put my coffee cup over there. I don't know why. I don't know why I did that, but okay. Okay, you guys, are you ready? Let's take a look here. Oh, yeah, those conversations, that we so miss out on. My sister, right? Is she just like, oh, in the past couple of years, I tell you, like, she's had a rough couple of years. And we all have, haven't we? I'm just gonna stand up and walk this off because that cramp has come back. So yeah, so we all want those opportunities sometimes, but we miss out, right? And my sister's been so sick these past couple of years, and I fear we had such a rough few years, like personally between the two of us, that I find it very, very sad that we're not able to connect that closeness that we used to have, right? But it's really hard, and of course, you love them, right? And she's truly dear, and and she's sick, and I want to help and everything, but at the same time, it's so painful, right? It's really hard for me because I find that I can't get on with my life because I just feel, well, maybe it's part of that feeling, because maybe Owen could understand it a little bit because Owen's a caregiver, maybe even Andrew, because Andrew's a caregiver too with his brother, right? That it's you feel bad because you're trying to live your own life, but people are depending on you and people are almost expecting you, right? That you're going to be there right to the very end. And I can't sacrifice my life, right? That's the silliest thing I've ever heard. And that is very unkind, I think, to expect somebody to give their lives for you. It's why I have a problem with war. It's right. It's why I have a problem with with conflict like that. It just seems so useless, right? But again, and I used to have these conversations on Instagram, and I would say, like, there's no way we can't even stop these wars and these conflicts because we're so in conflict with ourselves, right? And we're so hyper vigilant in our own protectiveness, right? We're either not there or we're totally there, right? And then there's the middle, and lots of us do kind of float around in the middle. But the middle is a little bit of an outcast too, isn't it? Right? The middle is a little bit of an outcast. I consider myself a little bit like that, and I'm sure some of you think that way too, because we are a mix of all that influence in our life, and we are a mixed bag of both good and bad influence. And because most of our influence is in our parentage, right? And that makes me think of what's going on with the kids these days. When I was growing up, it wasn't the norm, right? It was the hippies. It was peace, love, and rock and roll, and it was flowers and daisies and Hare Krishnas, and I'd like to teach the world to sing, and let's not pollute. Let's right, and the litter orbs showed up on the highways, like right, and then it just wasn't the norm to have those kind of dynamic relationships that I kind of happened on to. But it was what it was, and it offered up gifts and it offered up difficulties too, right? Because even though I am my father's daughter, right? Um, I'm my mother's daughter too, right? We always grow up and say, "Oh, we'd never do that to our kids," right? Oh, it'd be so much different. I'm going to be so different. We want better for our kids than what we got. And it's just like our parents wanted better for us. And it probably was, even if it was terrible, terrible for us. We have to think, what was it like for our parents? Did they have that same relationship with their parents? And in the end, once you recognize that, you're right, you kind of figure out that really isn't anybody's fault. But now we live in a digital age. Now that information is there. Everybody, we were talking about etiquette before, right? Everybody knows the difference of right and wrong. And even technically, legally, you don't know the terminology, right? You know that feeling of you've done something wrong, or right? 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 You can always bend the law and make it the truth. It's like what's going on with my glasses, and you can still see they haven't been fixed yet. I know I've got my budget working. We're working on the holiday right now. We're working, but as soon as I get back, it's I think the third week of October. I just have to get the glasses fixed, right? I work in social media. I can't be right, right. And I'm moving forward. And because my injury claim with the city is good for 2 years, right? I'll keep an open communication, which is my fault too, because I haven't been doing that either, in that pressuring them. I actually have a counselor. One of my customers gave me my counselor's number, thinking that maybe my counselor in my area might be able to help me out to see, because, all I want is what's right. But in any case, yeah, October budget, new pair of glasses. So that'll be a paycheck and some government money that's coming to Canadians. We have something called GST here in Canada, which is a little bit of a government kind of incentives, but there are also recession incentives that are going on this year too. And I think that I'm getting a total of just over $500. I think it's 4 or 5 checks in the first couple of weeks of October. That is right to help us out, and I'm very grateful for that. But I'm gonna use that money to have my glasses repaired. Right? Yeah. So I am. I'm really I'm moving forward. I'm doing it in the baby steps, right? I guess I could apply myself more, but I do in some aspects of myself. But right, when I don't feel that pull or that draw, I'm just carrying carrying on, right? Creating the best human being I possibly can, and I'll just keep carrying on with that. Mm. You guys! Oh my goodness. What if that cramp was that hamburger I had? No. I hope not. I'm sure it wasn't. It was a pretty delicious hamburger that I had. It was Burger King. Burger King, I think, used to be a Canadian company, but I think there was a company in the States that bought Burger King. Oh, no, no, no. Maybe Burger King bought Tim Hortons. Maybe Burger King bought Tim Hortons. I can't remember. Uh, I'm not going to throw that story out there because I'm not quite sure, but there is something. One of them was Canadian in any case. Okay, you guys. I have no idea what I could see right now. I know a couple of things that are sitting on top there because I opened up my lid there. These are, if you've never popped in before, these are my staff charges. I work in a little thrift store, and when we find things that we like, we have crates in our workspace, and we put them in there, and then on payday, we pay for them and we bring them home. And I've been trying to save for this vacation that I'm on, but of course, right, see things that I like or somebody else might like, I will pick it up. And I thought, oh, I won't take much. I can just wait until after my holidays. But no sooner than I said that, well, my milk crate was full of stuff. Had to pay for it, right? It's the policy. So we paid for it, and it's a month's worth. Okay, so the first thing I've got here, oh, here, we'll do this. That petrified wood that I was telling you about. I think this is what this is. It's polished. Yeah, I'm pretty positive that's exactly what that is. It's a piece of petrified wood. And correct me if you think I'm wrong. Just take a look here. Yeah, I'm pretty positive. Oh, yeah, that's no question, you guys. That's petrified. That's petrified wood. But how beautiful! Look at it. It's a dolphin, right? It's a dolphin carved out of a piece of. I think it was only 50 cents. Yeah, it was only 50 cents. A dolphin carved out of, right, tens of thousands of years old a piece of petrified wood. That's the first item in my staff charges for 50 cents. You know what I said on that? Ooh, you can come home with me. You'll be very lovely in my smalls case. I don't have a dolphin in my smalls case. So that's perfect. I was thinking I did, but that's not a dolphin. It's a seal. Yeah, it's a seal. The other one I have, and it's out of BC jade. It's carved also, right? About that size. It's almost exactly the same, but it's a different ocean creature. But isn't that lovely? A piece of wood. Okay. Hello, and I saw you come in. I think I would have, if Greyhound buses were still here, you guys know that I would have taken Greyhound buses because the buses were very inexpensive, weren't they? And you could go wherever you wanted and then just go back to the trains or bus station and wait for a bus to come back to the city, right? But by the time I started exploring and stuff, they had already taken those buses out of the only buses that actually circulate. We had like Beaver Bus Line or Greyhound Bus Line. We don't have that here anymore. They're gone. And my mom was a great fan of the Greyhound bus. I've ridden on many Greyhound buses, but not since I was a kid. Okay. I got a couple of new cups for my live shows. I got this one. It was 75 cents. Remember, I get a little 3 times 7. I got 21 cents off of this. So it cost me 53 cents. 53 cents. And you go to the nearest nickel. So 55 cents. and it's a new mug for my show. It's a lovely one. I'll be able to wear different outfits. Sometimes I match the cups to my outfits too. Okay, we'll tip that upside down. Floor. Oh, my earrings fell on the floor. I'll pick those up later. This was really neat. I never seen this before. This is spiritual songs, traditional chants, flute music of the American Indian, the Gold Collection, classic performances. Isn't that cool? Isn't that neat? And some of the titles of these songs are Navajo Horse Riding Song, Zuni War Dance, Hopi Plaque, Teos Moonlight, Navajo, the Becky, I Need Thee Every Hour, Sioux traditional song. Like, isn't that cool? I thought that was so neat. So I thought, right, for my trip that I'm going to listen to some music, right? Yeah. I'm going to be in my head anyway, but maybe it'll add some audience. Maybe it'll add some audience anyway. But I thought that was pretty cool. I never seen anything like that. Flute music of the American Indian. So I grabbed that. Okay. You guys, I thought I need tape all the time and I keep tape in the little sliding drawer. But this is my office, right? And it's like weighs like 2 pounds. It's in beautiful shape, right? And it came with the tape. Right? It came with the tape. So, yeah, that's for my desk. And that was 70 cents with my staff discount. Right? Is a tape dispenser. Oh, yes, we needed that. Right, but how do you say no for 70 cents? I didn't have one. I'm always looking for my tape, and now my desk looks even more professional because I have my own tape dispenser. Okay, you guys, this is the best CD out of all of them because this is my favorite album of all time. I don't know if anybody, why, I'm sure nobody really agrees with this, but I love this album. Well, no, it's not my favorite album, but my favorite album, some of the tunes from my favorite album are on this album. And that album, that is my favorite, is uh, the Bee Gees. I just love the Bee Gees. And exactly, I like Barry Gibb and Barbara Streisand, that album Guilty. But I really do love the Bee Gees. And we know the Bee Gees were on this album for my drive for camping. Oh my goodness. I just loved this movie. I loved the music. I loved everything about the movie. Even the actors, they did a very, very good job on the actors. Right? I think so too. I was really happy. And considering it was only 75 cents, right, Andrew? But yeah, I got a CD here and yeah, Staying Alive. Saturday Night Fever. So good, right? Boogie Shoes. You Should Be Dancing. Oh, that was a good one. Jive Talking. Remember that one? Jive Talking. Yeah, I love that. So that music is for my drive. Okay, you guys. What goes don't laugh at me because it happened on the same day when this came to me. And I says, "Oh, flute music of the American Indian. Oh, I'm going to listen to that, right? I'm going to blast that at my campsite." And you know what I grabbed? Let me entertain me. Let me entertain you, you guys. I am going to sit on top of a mountain of amethyst and I'm going to play my flute. I'm going to play my flute after listening to my CD, and it is a double cassette CD. So listening to 2 hours of music. That wow. I gotta wash him, but he's amazing. I collect dragons. I collect dragons, right? But I have a groover on my PC. It sits on top of my PC because I have a big picture window, and it's a flower, right? My groover, a groover. This dances. So for this one, I don't know what it will do. Maybe the wings. Maybe the wings move or something. I think his head moves around and stuff, right? But he's a dragon. I thought pretty cool. So I'm going to give it a wipe. And then I'm going to put it in my window beside my flower, and they can kind of hang out together, right? He's too big to go in my smalls cabinet, but I do like dragons, so he can stick around with me for a little while. Okay, next. Oh, I forgot. Ooh, love these. Love these. These are amazing, you guys. Look at brand new winter socks. Aren't they beautiful? They were brand new. They were, with my discount, they were 70 cents each. And I got two really good pairs of brand new, right? They were at a thrift store, but they've never, you can see they were brand new. So I got those. And then, wow, mossy oak. And these are brand new too. These are brand new too. And we know how expensive mossy oak is. And I paid 75 cents for these. And these socks were probably, I would say, maybe 15 or $20 a pair. They're very, very expensive socks. Yeah, very expensive socks. 75 cents. So, yeah, see, you pick up these things. And even though I'm not wearing these socks now, I'm just wearing bobby socks right now because it's summer. But I'll need good socks. Well, Cindy likes good winter socks. I have lots of good winter socks. I like my socks. I don't know when or how I became a sock connoisseur, but I did. Okay, you guys, I got some glass here. Oh, it's another coffee mug. Oh, for my live show, I really liked this one for my show. What's my good cheer on days? If you ever come in to one of my lives during the day, I think most of you have popped in now. So nice of you guys to pop in, right? Even if it's not your thing, that you guys pop in and right keep me company and support me. Melvin's so funny. He just pops in, right? Pops in, says something silly, and off he goes. Yeah, right. But I really appreciate. I only say that because Melvin keeps showing up in my live show. It's absolutely awesome. But I don't expect that. It might not be your thing, but I appreciate that you come in and say hello and you keep me company. And I think that's absolutely lovely. So if you guys just came in and said hi and off you went, I'm good with that. Don't feel like you have to stay. But I have coffee mugs when I do that show, just like I have a coffee mug here. But I use the inspirational mugs when I'm doing my live show, and I save this well, this is my everyday mug. I probably drink 3 of these a day. I drink a lot of coffee. Mm. And I make good coffee. I make very good coffee. I'm going to try and give up coffee. Well, I said I was going to give up coffee today, but I Well, no, yesterday I said I was going to give up coffee and I failed. And then today I bought a coffee and I says, no, Cindy, right? No more coffee shop coffees. You make good coffee. Make yourself, right? I've got lids. I've got lids for these mugs. That's why they're my favorite mugs. So when I go for my walks and stuff, right? Or when I go out in the wintertime, right? And so for the next month, and I'll save lots of money for if I do that. Well, it's only 3 weeks, but 3 times 7, 21. I'm thinking about 70 or $75. 70, $75 is going to be the gas to my first campsite, right? I am, you guys, I've got things going on. I've been talking about it on my Instagram, but I've been working on my vacation coming up in the next 3 weeks as we're looking at items because I don't want to guys keep you guys who were so kind last night. It was like 10:30 before we ended our live show, but I'm going to 5 different provincial parks in Ontario in September. 4 of them I'm camping at. One of them, I am doing a day excursion only because it is environmentally protected and there's supposed to be lots and lots of waterfalls and stuff. And I thought that one we would go for a trail walk where we're just how I do those walk with me with Cindy Jean stuff. We would do that and we'd walk together. I got a Fiesta ware. Why? Because I like big mugs. Even this one's a little bit small, but it's good enough for my live show, which should only be 20 minutes, half an hour, and sometimes I go for a long time. But I got myself a Fiesta mug, right? It's Fiesta ware. And it was only 75 cents and it was on the shelf. And I thought 75 cents for Fiesta ware? Well, I'll take that. Thank you very much. And it's orange. That's the only reason, right? Because even though it's Fiesta ware, I probably would have left it if it was a different color. But because it's orange and I'm having a hard time finding the orange and this blue, this very light blue for things for my kitchen. White is easy to get for a kitchen, but that orange and that blue is really, really hard to come by. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I don't have my kitchen, but it's for my new home, right? Everything I'm getting now is for my new home. It's not for where I'm at now, right? It's definitely not for where I'm at now, but it's like I said, it's right. I'm moving forward, and as I move forward, I suspect that my circumstances are going to change. So I prepare for that. I live that way, right? It's the way I was taught. But I'm doing so. Here's the places I'm going to. I'm going to Sooner. Oh, I was going to ask you, Kathy, if you're still here. Before I was doing my live show, well for the past week or so. I've been watching this new bottle digger, and I just love his bottle digs. He's really really good. What he does is he door knocks, just like the metal detectorists do, right? When they want to metal detect somebody's farm or something, they'll go and knock on the person's door and ask. Well, this guy does the same thing, but he says, "Can I look to find the old privies?" And then he goes and digs the privies. This channel's called Below the Plains. I was just wondering, Kathy, if you watch his channel at all, because I just love him. And he finds hutches all the time. Right now, the one I'm watching right now, he's digging he's digging he's digging a hotel, but they had outhouses and stuff. Oh, you do? Okay. Yeah, I just love his channel. Right? He's very simple and he gets right to the point and he gets good footage and you get to see the bottles pretty clearly. I like it though when they spray the bottles and or they show them after they've been cleaned, and he doesn't really do that. They're usually covered in mud and stuff, but you get the feel because he gets super excited, and he's very knowledgeable. He knows his bottles too. When they come out, you don't recognize them, and he recognizes them right away. So that was pretty good. So here are the parks that I'm going to as we're going for the next item. Oh, you guys, for next week, I got a microphone. I might try it on Monday for my live show. I don't trust my Yeti anymore. I've dropped it a couple of times, and when we were doing our lives, there were a couple of times there where we didn't have good sound, so I haven't been really using it, right? So I got this little one because this is perfect for when I want to go do my work in a coffee shop or something, or I want to go to a park and do a video because right, I got a good camera on this laptop, and right, I think this laptop is going to serve me very very well. Okay, I got something else wrapped up here. It looks like it's another coffee mug. It is. I'm not big on the fancy mugs. I don't care about Starbucks or Tim Hortons or whatever unless it's one of my travel mugs. These ones are from the early 90s. They don't sell them and you can't get them anymore, but every once in a while they come into my thrift store, and when they do, I grab them right away. I have two brand new ones in my kitchen cupboard that I'll be taking on my trip. Well, I'll take one for sure because they're exactly the same, and I don't want to mix up the fact that I might not have a clean mug because, right, they're both the same. But because of the mother nature, because I love mother nature, right? It's beaver. I picked up this Tim Hortons mug. I think it's Tim Hortons. Yeah, Tim Hortons mug. And they're expensive too. They're not like pricey like Starbucks mugs are. Here in Canada, the Starbucks mugs are almost $30 plus all your taxes. So yeah. So yeah, I got this one, and I love trees. And you guys, here's a great thing. I thought, and give me your ideas, because on my live show during the day, and you guys have popped in, all of you have popped in to my live show during the day. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm surprised, and I'm just right. I feel it that you gave me that kindness of that thought. But I was thinking because I'm doing a set of cards and they're only words. The cards that I'm at, they're just one word, nothing else. As we've so far we've worked on change, we've worked on choice, and we've worked on respect and honor. Monday, tomorrow, we'll do another word, right? I don't know what the word is. We're going to do one of these, and the first day will always be my first impression of what I think, what first came to my mind, and what I think as the person that I am. Then after my live show, then I will do some research, and I know Google and YouTube, they will be suggesting me content on that topic, and then I'll come back and maybe something I learned I'll talk about, or right, maybe an experience in my life. But it's been really, 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 really interesting. And it came from that idea because I do on my Instagram Angel Cards Saturday. And again, it's just a bowl full of cards with words on it. And then we talk about these words and I stray lots. But it's fun. In any case, it is fun. And I do enjoy it. But in that practice, right, of receiving like proper um, understanding, I want to make sure that each word is given its time. I was actually thinking that, oh my goodness, some of those words, I'm going to have two words in a week because what am I going to talk about? Well, I had honor and respect. And if you think about it, you should have a whole week's worth of conversations on that word. But as soon as I got that work, I went, oh my goodness, what have I got to say on this? And for the most part, it was a lot about my experience, right? It was a lot about my experience, but I'm curious to see what that word tomorrow will be because I have a funny feeling it may be in a sequence that's being directed by something, right? This is how this mind is thinking, but I don't know. I'm gonna feel it out and stop. We'll see by the evidence if it is true or not. It just seems that the words just seem to be perfectly divvied out in their timings. That's all I'm saying on that. Okay, the next thing. Wow, you guys, I found something that color for my kitchen, and it was a mixing bowl, and not just a mixing bowl. This could be a bowl for mashed potatoes at Christmas, right? So it could be making my muffin mix, or if I'm making bread, it's going to look nice on my kitchen counter. And it was only with my staff discount, you guys, it was cheap. It was $1.40. $1.40 with my staff discount. Am I getting that right? A dollar, a $1.40. That's what I paid for this. It's beautiful. If you had to buy that in the store, you would pay 17 or $18 at least, I think. That's good. That's good to know. Yeah, I've been enjoying them. So I was wondering if maybe I might do the same thing. I always had a hard time. That was the hard part of urban exploring was looking for the permissions or waiting on the side road for somebody to stop and say, what are you doing here? And I just said, oh, can I look right? And people always said yes. I never had anybody ever say no or go away, or I never had anybody mean to me or anything that way. But I think it was my own conscious, right? Because it was very important for me to have the permissions to do it the right way. And lots of urban explorers, right? They do break and enters, and they call them B&Es here in Canada, and they destroy and vandalize, and that just wasn't the explorer that I wanted to be, right? But I came around, did it in a different way. Okay. I'm not sure how much I got. It already feels that this one's more than halfway done. I got an amazing cooking sheet. Look at it. It's the same size as my oven. Has a beautiful handle. Like it has a beautiful handle. I couldn't believe that this was on the shelf for $2, you guys. It looks brand new. It looks like nobody even used it. It looks like the most amazing cookie sheet ever, or for scones, or for, right? Put a rack on it and dehydrate your meat because right? Right? And how pretty is that? And who's it made by? Anol and Anolon. Never heard of them, but it's a lovely sheet. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for this. Oh, I never even thought it. Yeah, it's a cooking sheet. That'll be able to go in the oven. So yeah, really like that. So that cost me $1.40, you guys. Oh, don't say that, Andrew. Right? Oh my goodness. I've been really good. I have not bought a bag of flour. And that was my downfall, right? Because being low income, we think not in the way of quality, right? And this is the truth. And maybe some of you might recognize this truth, right? When you're on a budget, you're not thinking about quality. You're looking at quantity, right? My dad, when he had a bad night at poker and he came home with a 20-pound bag of rice, right? He didn't buy it because the bag of rice was cheap, even though it was cheap. But he bought it because he knew he could feed his whole family for a month. And he did. My mother had 101 recipes for rice, 100%. But her rice pudding was to die for. My mother made amazing rice pudding. Oh, I bought this for my live show. I hope I don't get into that habit of keep. I'm starting to donate. I donated over 30 of my coffee mugs. I'm a bit of a coffee mug collector. This one says, live every moment, laugh every day, love beyond words. Right? So, oh, I don't have dirty hands, you guys. I broke a pen. I broke a pen in my apron, and I got ink all over myself. So yeah, another inspirational coffee mug for my live show. What's my good share? Because we do a little bit of the inspirational, and as we circulate them, they'll be moved on. I bought a bra. You guys don't need to see my bra, so I'm just gonna throw that over there. It's a very pretty bra, and it was brand new. Still had the tags on it. Love it, love it, love it. A serving platter, isn't it gorgeous? It's from the 70s. Hardly any wear on it at all. Maybe a few roasts. It's Mikasa. It's a lovely, lovely one. Can you imagine a cake? So you can even see the outline where the cake would sit, right? How pretty would that be with a cake on it? Or I would use it for roast beef and then put my roast potatoes and carrots all around it, right? For serving for dinner. This cost me $2.50 with the discount. Cost me 70 $1.75. It cost me $1.75. And remember, it's orange, right? So these are the colors I'm looking for my kitchen. Everything that's in my kitchen is psh, except for my Tim Hortons coffee mugs, right? Even though they don't go with the decor, they get to stay. And of course, my inspirational mugs, they stay for a while. Again, it's part of change. I purposely introduced change into my life. I'm just gonna put my plate right there. I don't want it to break. I purposely introduce change into my life all the time, and this is the best way to do it, right? Is I just recycle. I recycle things and I make things look different, right? My house is always changing. I got a free space up there for a new tree or forest picture, right? I just love my trees and my forest. Oh, wait till you see my camping spots, you guys. Oh, I should say I had the most beautiful out of all my camping spots. I had the most beautiful. It was in a reserve. It was in a provincial park, but the provincial park was in or close to a reserve and was run by the reserve, and they closed it down because of the risk of fires and stuff. And they've done that to a few of the provincial parks on my route. So there were limitations as to which places. I almost thought of going to the same place on my way to Thunder Bay and on my way to mining. I thought maybe I might have to go to the same park. And I might. It's huge. It's a huge park. And I can pick different spot and walk a different trail, have a different experience. But I really wanted different parks in this one because it will add extra videos because I'll be doing videos at each one of the parks, right? Each one of my visits and the camping and stuff. We got the editing programs and stuff now. So excited, you guys. I bought this dress. I cannot wait to wear. I cannot wait to wear this dress. It's absolutely. I don't normally buy dresses, but oh my goodness, I just love this dress. Ooh, it's a size small. But it's all stretchy. It looks like a top. I'm going to wear tights with it anyway. Maybe it was supposed to hang nice and teeny like this. That's what it's supposed to look like. No, it's on me. It's going to be like this, and I think this looks better than this. Size small. I didn't know that. I looked at it and says, "Oh, that'll fit me perfect." Oh, you guys, I got something else for the kitchen. I got a blue frying pan. I got a blue frying pan. So now I can get rid of my two big frying pans because it's just me, right? And I have two frying pans. I have an orange one like this and I have a blue one like this. I don't need any more. So all my frying pans can go. And I think probably, well, besides my deep dish ones, because I make my cabbage rolls in that. I think all my frying pans could go, and I probably have 5 or 6 of them, so they can all be redonated and sent on their way. I don't buy purses. I don't know if you guys ever see me do my show and tells. You don't normally see me grabbing purses. I usually have a mountain gear bag. It's a sports bag that it's just a little bag, just enough for my wallet, my phone, right? But this was gorgeous, and I suspect at some point I might do a TEDx talk or something. I might like to do a TEDx talk. How do we say that? And then I might need a nice purse, or I might need to go to an event, right? I'm Here's the purse. I bought it. I'm not a big purse person, but it was only $5, right? And it was either give one of the staff members heck for not pricing it properly, or I buy it, right? Or I buy it, and it's beautiful leather made in Italy. Just I love it, right? So I thought, well, there's a fancy purse, right? With my staff, it cost me $3.50 with my staff discount, and it's very high quality leather. Yeah, very solid, very solid. So yeah, I love it. And if I don't use it, it will go right back to work. Am I getting close? Oh, I got a few more things here. Um, I think this is a charger for my microphone. Yes, this is the charger. This is the charger for my microphone. Perfect. Okay, that's good. That's good that I remember it because usually I buy these kind of things and I just don't even. Again, just making sure the bag is empty, that we got it all. We did. I just have my backpack here, you guys, and I'm just going to bend down and grab it and bring it up to my lap. Okay. And I'm going to take a break and have a drink of my root beer. I got a root beer today. It's a long time since I had a root beer. Yeah, my sister finds great things at an estate sale. Last summer, she found a whole box of somebody's Zippo lighter collection. She made a few $1,000s on that. I think she paid $20 for the whole box. She also remember we had a silent auction at work. My sister won Dragon Ball cards, 25,000 Dragon Ball cards. Someone's whole life collection. He was master collector or something because he had albums and cases and special sleeves and everything. And she thinks she's going to make $250,000. And I was so upset with her. She bid $1,200 in that auction, and I gave her heck. I says, "Oh my goodness, what did you do, Alice? $1,200? How are you ever going to get your money back?" The first card she put up for auction paid for the whole auction. And keep in mind, she has 25,000 cards, not 2,500. She has 25,000 cards. And she probably has 50 of those cards that are worth over $500, 50 of them, right? And then lots of other ones that are, right, that are less than that. But she's got some signed cards by the animators and stuff too. Yeah, so yeah, you're right there. There's a business in that, and it's funny you say that because when I say it's time to move forward or I have to go for business, and I think of the kind of businesses that I might like to run. But the thing is, if I had to think about what I would like to do, then do I really want to do it? It's kind of almost like I'm looking for something, right? I like doing this. I like doing this. I like showing up. Okay, what do we got here? Ooh, here it is, you guys. Look at that. She put $1 on it, and I changed it to $2 because she priced it too low. But look at that beautiful crystal. Isn't that magnificent? Look at all those crystals inside of it. This is called a geode. They're all over the place in all actuality, but you'll find a real curvature. You'll find them, they're like balls. And you'll also sometimes when you pick them up, they won't feel heavy because you can see that they're hollow inside. And also sometimes when you pick them up, if you shake them, you can hear loose stuff inside. Don't shake them too much because you can see that the inside is all crystal and you don't want to damage all those crystals, eh? Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah. That'll go inside of my case. We'll put it right there for now. Put it right there for now. Oh, here's one of my frogs. It's not one of the rubber ones. This is one I didn't remember grabbing. But I guess I got 3 frogs. Maybe I just have 2 frogs and it was a glass one and a rubber one. But I thought I did grab two frogs. And that will go in my case. He's a little bit bigger, right, than what I like. Not too much bigger. He's probably a head bigger. I usually don't like them any larger than that. Oops. He went flying, but I didn't hear any chips. And there's a chip in him. He won't go in my case, right? I don't put anything damaged in this. I got this as a present for somebody. It's not for myself, but it only had a price tag. I couldn't believe it was on the shelf. It only had a price tag of $2.50 on it. $2.50 for that beautiful. This one, I don't think it would have had a basin. Maybe it had a basin, but I think this one is actually a creamer pitcher. I don't think it's a basin because the rooster is representative of usually in the kitchen. You don't usually find that in a bathroom, but it's a beautiful piece of old pottery. And I thought, oh, how lovely is that? But yeah, I'm pretty certain it's for the kitchen, and it's a creamer, right? It's where you put your cream in. I'm just going to drop that there. Good. Oh, I got one more piece of glass here, you guys. I don't know what this is. Oh, it's not glass. Oh, I got this only because somebody mispriced it too. Not even used, you guys. Look at this. It's a candle. I've been collecting candles, unused candles, for a long time. I have a Rubbermaid container. Is it a Rubbermaid? Maybe a box the size of a Rubbermaid container. And it's pretty full of candles. Candles are very, very expensive. If you bought this one in the store, I'm sure you would have paid $25 or $30 for it. You would have, right? Yeah. And look at, they did such a nice job. Like their flowers or daisies or something. That's just gonna look lovely somewheres. I don't know where. It can sit there. It can sit there for now. Okay, you guys, I think I'm almost done here. I got some batteries for $3 with my staff discount, $2.10. So I get a whole package of batteries, and I use these when I'm out on the road. I put them in my clocks and in my remotes and in my mouses and in my I use them all over the place, the double A's, and for $2.10. I have 12 batteries there. And good quality, great value. That's Walmart, right? Great value. I think that's Walmart. So I'm sure they're pretty decent. Now, I'm just going to take a quick look in here because I got another thing here, you guys. I'm not sure. Oh, it might. I got this, right? I got a beautiful bag for my new laptop. Um, that will hold like my not just my laptop, but it'll hold my tripod and my microphone and right all the little gadgets, my wireless mouse, and right, I'll be able to fill it up if I want to go to a coffee shop or something. But what about just taking with me very quickly, right? Or just even leaving it around here that right, I if it drops on the floor for some reason, right? You guys know me, right? And even though I wouldn't cry over spilt milk, I would still be sad in the moment because this was so expensive, but it's nicely thick and padded. It's great quality, and it's the exact size that I need for my new laptop. So, yeah, so this is just the one that it will be in all the time. And then probably I'll just take this and I will drop it in my bag, right? Yeah, so I'm really glad. And this one cost me $2.50. So again, it cost me 6.90. So this cost me $1.40. So I got a new bag for my new laptop. You guys, I think that's everything. I don't think there's anything else. Let me just do one quick check here to make sure I got it all. I did, you guys. We did it. That was everything. The last thing I had, because it was, well, we actually grabbed them because the girl I work with, like I was talking about, it was her birthday today. She likes to wear hats. So she'll come in, and if a cute hat comes into the store, she'll wear it her whole shift. If it's got feathers or flowers, she doesn't care. She'll wear it. She'll wear it her whole shift. And she ran up to me and she goes, "Here, put it on." And I go, "No, don't give me a hat." I knew it wasn't a hat, right? But she gave it to me, and she put a pink one on herself, and she gave me the orange one. So I wore it with her, and it was really cute. And right, it's an excuse to join her in her way to have fun on her shift. And I want everybody to have fun on their shifts, right? We work hard. We should be enjoying our job, but like I went to Hawaii, isn't it? Oh, it even goes well with my jacket, right? It's just a little clip, right? And I can put it anywhere. So that was the last thing that was my last thing in my staff charges. I didn't spend very much. It was less than $50, and it was for a whole month. And you guys know that I could usually easily do that every single payday. But because I was on a budget, right? But because I was on a budget, I was trying to behave, right? And how good of a job I did. Not very, right? I don't like to punish myself, and I'm not going to punish myself, right? for being the person that I am. That's unkind and it's unnecessary 100%, right? If I'm not judging other people, oh my goodness, I better not be judging myself, right? None of us should. Okay, let's see what we got going on here before we call it. Oh, look at we're almost right on time, you guys. Um Isn't that funny that you say that, Andrew, about the cigarettes? Now, I declared bankruptcy. When was that? Oh, that must have been 20 years ago. 20 years ago when my marriage fell apart and I racked up my credit cards and oh, it was just a mess. And the only way I could think to get out of it was to declare bankruptcy. And then when we went into the hearing, I was sitting in the courtroom, but I was sitting in the courtroom with a whole bunch of other people who were declaring bankruptcy, right? And the judge was asking every person, "Do you smoke?" And he was judging the sentence because you get a fine when you declare bankruptcy. Oh, I'm going to stand up. I'm having a leg cramp. When you declare bankruptcy, oh, I know what it is. I took the cushion off of this chair for camping, and because right, it's so hard, it's cutting off the circulation. But what I was saying there is the story I was telling you about. See, I trailed off there, you guys. Remind me, Andrew. Remind me, Andrew, what I was just talking about there. It was a quick story before we ran off. And the cramp's gone. Here we go. Oh. Yeah, I better drink some serious fluid. Not coffee, not root beer, but drink. And here we go again. Oh, yeah. My body wants to give me Charlie horses tonight, right? I almost went right into straight char. Oh, yes. Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, so when I was sitting there in the courtroom, the judge was asking everybody, "Do you smoke?" And whatever answer they came up with, the judge would make his judgment on that. And he'd say, "Okay, well, we're going to forgive these debts, and these debts, and you're going to be responsible to repay these these debts, right?" And also that there was a fine, like a court fee, and that court fee was dependent is on the answers too. So when it was up my turn to go up there, because I was so poor, right? I used to buy the tobacco, and especially when I was married to my husband, because he was a smoker too. And I would roll a package of cigarettes for him and a package of cigarettes for me every single day, right? And so I told the judge, I says, "Oh yes, Judge, I do smoke, but I understand that I can't afford to, and I've been working, and I was right. I every day I go to bed and say I'm not going to have a cigarette tomorrow. I always had a cigarette in the morning, right? But I always say I'm not having a cigarette in the morning, and I said I do rolling papers. I do the most inexpensive one that I possibly can. I says, and I'm trying to quit, and I'm getting close to getting to that point. And I was very close. I was sick of being a smoker by then. And then he didn't give me any extra fines. He didn't give me any extra debt to be responsible for. He let me pretty much right off the hook. And what did I do? Right? I did it again, right? I got myself in that situation again. But that was my life. That was right. That was how I lived. And it was funny because my dad used to buy houses, and right, that was his thing. He would buy a house and we'd move into the house for a little while, and then the market would go up, and then he would sell the house for a bit of a profit. And his credit must have been absolutely amazing for him to be able to do that on a whim of seeing a house and go, "Oh, I can make some money on that," and then be able to have the house. And he never failed in that. We lived in so many houses that would make your head spin. He was very, very good at that. But I never learned finances, right? And that is no excuse because, again, like my father says, ignorance is no excuse. I should have searched out those problems, and I should have been more vigilant in paying attention to my family's spending habits, right? Because my dad being a gambler and every once in a while coming home with a 20-pound bag of rice for us to eat, right? We are like the five people that we surrounded ourselves. And you all know how much I love my dad. But my dad was not perfect, right? Okay, you guys, I'm about to have a wicked Charlie horse. I usually have them when I go to bed at night, but I have been walking lots. Last month I did just almost 40 kilometers of walking. This month I think I'm closer, well, I'm definitely closer to 50 kilometers walking this month, maybe even a little bit more. I'm in Google. My Google app is amazing. If you guys aren't on Chrome, you can get Chrome for Windows. The security that you get, the suggestions in the content that's suggested to you when you're on YouTube, because YouTube belongs to Google, right? And if you have a YouTube channel, you definitely have a Google account, right? And then you have these other browsers that are always trying to get your attention. Like I'm always being bombarded by Windows to take Bing on as my browser, but not a chance, not a chance. I am a Google girl through and through. Okay, you guys, I'm going to say goodbye now. My legs are starting to calm down. I'm scared to sit down again. Right? Just need some water. That's all I need is just to have some water. Oh, really? I watched. That's interesting that you say that, Andrew, because I watched a video and a doctor was telling me that you can instantly get rid of a leg Charlie horse by getting your hands and squeezing your whole leg right behind the knee and squeeze as hard as you can. Not that it hurts, but so that you can feel it. And I'm feeling it now, and it just instantly it releases it because that muscle that's twisting around is right there. So if you give it's massage, right? It may or may not go into contraction, right? So I know I want to have a good sleep. It's my day off tomorrow. I usually am a very, very good sleeper. Grateful that I'm such a good sleeper because so many people suffer by being a bad sleeper. My sisters, right, are not great sleepers. I sleep like a rock, right? I don't even think I dream, but doctors say, right, that everybody dreams. And they can always tell because when you're sleeping, they can see your eyeballs moving back and forth while you're sleeping, and that's an indicator of being in the dream state, right? Oh, awesome. Oh, and thank you for coming out. Oh my goodness. Thank you for hanging with me. Kathy, have an amazing night. Andrew, right? Have a good week at work, right? Are you enjoying your new position, dear? Are you enjoying your new job? Yeah. Awesome, you guys. I got a meatloaf. Sharon, thank you so much. I absolutely love you. We're always happy when you're able to pop into us. We didn't see Nancy tonight, but it was lovely to see you. Lovely. I hope everything is going good for you. You know we're going into fall now and all those beautiful, beautiful, beautiful colors are starting to pop, right? If you're here right now, me and you tomorrow would probably have gone up to the forest for a walk. And because it was payday, and not because I'm in a better situation than what I was in when we last met, right? Maybe we could go for a nice dinner or go to a movie or something, right? Okay, you guys. That's it for tonight. We'll see each other next Sunday. If you guys want to pop in, I do my live shows every day. If you see me pop up in your feed, come on in, say hi. But if you don't feel like you want to hang out, right, go off. But I appreciate that you guys pop in. It was very kind of you guys that almost all of you guys showed up on my live show. Everybody have a great night, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.